And we are going. What's going on with everybody, man? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw, rugged, and got some on the other line. Let him introduce himself, man. Who we got?
Oh man, it's Clayton English. You know what it is: actor, comedian, writer, everything in between. Also known as Salvador Domingo for those that don't know. Bunch of things. Yeah. What's
Hey,
up?
how you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. I am great.
I'm so sorry. I was very distracted. I gotta put my phone down because I'm gonna be very distracted. I've been like right before we hopped on here, I found like my new favorite side of Instagram, and it's basically a whole bunch of like black MAGA conservative people, and it's just really funny. Like it's this one nigga I found named what's his nigga name? Hold on, let me find it. I think the nigga name is The Real MAGA Hulk. It is a big. You remember the nigga on Instagram that used to be like, I got a bald head. He looked just like him. He looked exactly like this nigga. This nigga's like a black Brock Lesnar if he was MAGA. This nigga is huge, and he be walking around like, yeah, I'm MAGA and I love Trump. And that nigga was at the Capitol yesterday. He was at the Capitol yesterday with his shirt off, and he was like, "We love Trump," and the people was like, "We love Trump," and the nigga was like, he was doing the titty flex thing, or the thing that,
what you call it?
With Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. You doing the Terry Crews titties?
This nigga was at the Capitol doing the Terry Crews titty flex. We love Trump, and that is it. It's crazy, man, and I'm just distracted by this shit. But what you about to say?
But just you saying that, I was talking to my friend the other day, and the crossover between what the MAGA people do and what the clout chasing Instagram shit is, it's the same. like my homeboy was like, they might as well have been running around the Capitol hollering "Bunk Gang."
That's funny.
Because they was in there taking pictures, they in there trolling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is fucking crazy. And it's like, I wonder do those people realize how those people view you. The only reason you're valuable is because you're saying what they want said from a mouth that doesn't say what they want said. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That shit is hilarious. But I love to see where they at now with the shit. Like, even what's two bitches, Diamond and Silk.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Come on, man. Heckle and Jekyll. These motherfuckers is,
bro.
I know it's wrong to say, but they remind me of the goddamn crows from Dumbo.
That's funny.
If I'm wrong.
That's funny. That's funny. Diamond and Silk might be two of the funniest black women on planet Earth right now. They are hilarious, man. I can't believe they exist. Yeah. I can't believe they exist.
Yes. Like, and I think they probably bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
Like,
I don't know. You think so?
I bet you they're gonna come out and rebrand.
You think so? Bro, I've been thinking that when Trump officially gets out of office, what do they do? Because they're like, not just them, but just black MAGA, or just MAGA people who are like, they're basically MAGA mascots. Now that like your team is out the league, what do you do now? Like, they out the playoffs. What you gonna do now?
Yeah, yeah, but there's always gonna be people that's gonna accept them in, and they're gonna talk about this shit like they really did something. I gotta feel it like this shit was privileged white man freaknik. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna hold this up to some historical shit when it was bullshit. We saw what it was, man. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go with that shit, but I don't think they want to come home anyway. Like, they not trying to come back to our side.
I think the funniest thing I've ever seen in relation to like black people and Trump, it was like a Black History Month thing, and he had a whole bunch of black people at the White House in the Oval Office. I don't know if you've seen this, but it was this dude. I don't even know how I found this, but it was this dude, like, they were just finna end it off, and he was like, "Hey, I ain't want to say nothing, but I'm gonna say it." Everybody's like, "Oh, what you finna say, brother?" He said, "Donald Trump is the first black president we done ever had."
Yes.
You seen that? Oh my gosh, bro, that was the funniest shit.
Remember, that was the same where they all laid hands on him and they were all praying, but this nigga's eyes was open. He didn't even understand how to pray with Negroes. Like, this nigga was looking at the camera.
Oh my gosh, man.
Bow your head. I remember that shit. Trump, you the first black president.
And bro, them niggas erupted like fucking Michael Jackson just came in the room, bro. Them niggas went crazy when he said that.
Yes, like, he really dropped something, bro.
It's
like,
crazy.
That shit there, man. Yeah, but Hey, we see what that got us.
It's crazy because like being a comedian, you being a comedian is like, let's take like Boondocks for example. Or Boondocks or South Park, two shows that do satire. Is satire the whole entire thing. Do you think it's a little how can I say? Is it easier, or do you think it's more difficult when the world has become satire, and it's kind of hard to parody it when like it's like a parody in itself?
Ooh, that's a good. Like, I think like so much of the stuff we seeing is stuff that's coming to fruition. Like a lot of the satire stuff is I ain't gonna say it's predictive programming, but they called a few shots. You know what I'm saying? Like Boondocks is great for that. I think South Park has done it. The Simpsons continues to do it, even though they kind of mix it up with the memes and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like now I think it's like you couldn't out crazy this whole this whole last year, but this whole 4 years, you couldn't outdo Trump. You couldn't parody Trump better than he parodied it himself. Yeah. Like even that's ridiculous. Like it got so ridiculous to the point it wasn't even funny no more. Almost, it's like, yo, motherfuckers really believe in this shit. Like this shit is detrimental to everything that we supposed to be moving towards. So I think it can still be done. Yeah, it definitely can still be done. I don't think you can ever get away from it, no matter how crazy it is, because you almost kind of need it. Yeah. To me, I feel like, because just being a comedian, and that's how I can get people to talk about stuff that they wouldn't ordinarily talk about. Are they a little more comfortable? Like I remember I had a joke when, it hadn't stopped, but the police, just violence. I said, I got pulled over by the police, and he didn't get out the car. I didn't get out the car. I looked in the rearview mirror, and he locked eyes with me, and he looked away. And I realized, oh, shit, we both scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of us are scared. And I remember a cop coming up to me afterwards, and he was like, man, that joke was so true and just real. And I'm like, okay, so I got him talking about, what it's like when they pull people over. And he tells me that it's a lot of times, like, I'm like, why do they call so many officers? And he's like, a lot of times they don't. It's motherfuckers that ride around all night on some gung-ho shit that wait till they hear a call and pull up to it to show action. So it could be the call for you, but them motherfuckers hear it and they're so slow because they're not doing nothing all goddamn night. So now it's 3 cars pulled up. And the initial car that pulled up, like you kind of saw it in the situation here in Atlanta that happened at the Wendy's. The first officer pulled up, and then it's escalated by other officers who were so eager to jump in and shit. And it's like, damn, I would have never probably got that info if I wasn't able to have some humor in there first. You know what I mean? So
it's interesting you said, because I think it's almost like a parallel with officers and hood niggas in that regard. Because I say this because we all know hood niggas who are like, nigga just be hot-headed for no reason. Like, a nigga be like, hey, what's good, bro? What you mean what's good, my nigga? Like,
what's good?
Like, bro, calm your ass down.
Ain't shit good.
So it's the same way, like, niggas be ready for action for no reason.
Yes, like, motherfuckers, they go out that day, like, and I've been a victim to this. If I'm not in the best moods, like, I can go out and I'll be like, man, my thoughts are not the most pure.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want to slap the shit out of somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, imagine that magnified with a gun and the law on your side. So, yeah, but I think that's a good parallel, because it's really the same shit. Like, every rap song pretty much talk about killing niggas, and that's how the police actually feel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the only people that can kill niggas. You cannot have a Killer Cracker song. That shit will not get no play. Even if it was a white man that made a Killer Cracker song, that shit would get no play.
It's funny because, like, when niggas, like, get mad, it could be a little thing that set a nigga off. Like, I do public interviews, like little man on the street interviews or whatever, and I go out with my bonnet on. So a nigga see the bonnet, that'll set the nigga off. I'm like, damn, nigga, I just got a damn, she finna fight me because I got a damn bonnet on? The craziest shit. That's funny. I forgot this shit happened. Nigga, I did a man on the street video. I stopped doing it because of the pandemic. But for whatever reason, I just threw caution to the wind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and do this shit. But I was very protective. I had the gloves on. I knew niggas going to be talking to Mike, little spit particles. So I said, I put a condom on the mic. And I poked some holes in the condom because I was like, you know, so it could come through well. So I'm interviewing this one nigga, and this other nigga, he just tapped me on the shoulder. He keep bothering me. And I was like, bro, I got you next. So I'm done with the interview. I was like, let's do the interview. And he said, nigga, is that a condom on the mic? Nigga, I don't even want to do the interview no more, man. And he was like, you know what? Just put the mic behind my shoulder. At this point, I don't want this fucking interview. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. So I got the mic by this nigga's shoulder, and this other, like, tall-ass nigga, he looked like he's a veteran on First 48. This nigga looked like, you'll see this nigga on every episode of First 48 as a suspect. So this nigga comes, and he says, hey, man, y'all niggas stop playing. Y'all stop playing. And then I'm like, what's he talking about? He said, hey, my nigga, this nigga got a dick in your face. Don't never let a nigga put a dick in your face. I was like, huh? And then the nigga I'm interviewing, he look at me, he say, oh, so you pulling a prank? And I was like, no. I was like, no. So as these two suspects on First 48 come like walking towards me, I was like, all right, man, let's get the fuck out of here. So that's just niggas will get set off by the littlest thing, bro. It's crazy.
Man, this man said you pulling a prank.
Bro, that shit killed me. Bro, he turned over slow. He say, oh, so you pulling a prank?
Them pranks gonna get people killed.
That's a fact.
And you wasn't even doing a prank.
I wasn't even doing a prank. Bro, them pranks, and then niggas be agitating because it'd be a white man to be like, I know you've seen the videos on YouTube, they'd be like, prank in the hood, gone wrong. And I'm like, bro, one of y'all ass gonna get popped. One of y'all ass gonna get popped.
It's gonna really go wrong. You tried to make it go wrong with somebody you knew. It's somebody out there that's not playing. Like, and then also I'm always like, okay, I see the cities where they pull off most of these in the hood pranks, I feel, and I'm like, you know, they got, that city got kind of strict gun laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you're gonna pull some of them pranks here in Atlanta where everybody carrying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in the city, or you know what I'm saying? Even you know, the concealed carry states, like, yeah, that shit is, it's a different tone. You know what I mean? Like,
a little white man come in the hood on the north side in Jacksonville. It's going bad down here, bro. Cause I'm from Jacksonville, so that shit happened down here.
Jacksonville, like,
it ain't going.
You coming? What do you want? Is what people gonna ask. What do you want? It's only a few things you coming down here for. And
bro, me as a nigga, I'm going to ask black people. Niggas ask me, what do I want? I'm like, damn, bro, I'm on your side, my nigga. So imagine a cracker coming down there, dude. It's gonna be different. You feel me? So nah, that shit crazy. And it's funny because every time I talk to, not even comedians, but people I think are funny, I'm so surprised that more people like yourself aren't doing like public interviews. Of course, we like in Corona era, so it's a little different. But just in general, is that something that you've ever done or ever thought about doing?
I've done, like, because I was kind of had to. Nah, I didn't do it on my accord. I've done it for like a TV show, and I did it for this commercial at one point. But yeah, like, I mean, I love people, but I don't like people. You know what I mean? Like, interviews are cool. Like, you got to get the input and stuff, but it's also like, I know my tolerance for dealing with like you said, what you just told me. Like, hey man, that might not have went well for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I might have got loud. This ain't no dick, man. This a mic, okay? Who I look like walking around with a dick? You think I'm gonna put a dick on your shoulder? Do I look like I'm gonna put a dick on your shoulder, dog? Like, so I probably would have got, you know what I'm saying, folded up, shot at some shit. So yeah, like, I love interacting with people to a degree, but I don't know if I would do the interview thing just because it's like, like, I mean, it takes a special type of person, and you got to be able to keep the thing, you know, flowing. Like, you know, I feel like I'd ask somebody one question and I didn't like the answer, and that interview's done. All right, we good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's funny that I didn't even think about it that way, but the fact that nigga said, hey, don't put a dick on my face, but you put a dick on my shoulder, though. he okay with that. The dick on my shoulder's fine.
Hey, man, what are you doing? Put it over here.
Oh man, that's funny. But no, I feel you. It's definitely one of those things where you got to be a natural conversationalist, because after doing so many of these videos, probably the biggest one I did, I went around asking people, why do girls like hood niggas? And you will get just because they cute. But you got to know how to keep it going. You got to, okay, so, but what about this? What about that? But you're going to have the people that's going to give you the extra answers, cuz they going to be in shootouts and that shit fun. Like, you're going to get that type of shit or whatever. So, it just all depends, man. Videos, it's fun to do, man. I can see you doing those videos. That's why I bring it up.
That's what's up, man. I don't know, man, but yeah, like you said, you're going to get some of those answers with it's just the quick, because I do. And it's and them the same people that think they interested.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a fact. And it's crazy. It'd be the fine girls too that be doing that. It'd be like the really fine girls. Girls. Yeah, they didn't have to develop a personality. That's a fact.
People thought that, they really thought their personality was golden and it was carrying them. And no, we're just giving you a pass because you look good. Like everybody's trying to fuck.
That's a fact.
Even your homegirls is trying to fuck. Like, they might not be trying to fuck you, but they trying to fuck the residuals that you bring around.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because the fine bitch can be like, hey, bring a friend for my friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they never had to be accountable. They ain't never had to learn those skills. They ain't never had to be funny. They ain't never had to really be good at too much of nothing.
That's a fact.
You know, so... Yeah, I'm going to get all the flack from motherfuckers saying women and well, that's not true. Well, tell me something about you, bitch.
Nigga, I'll hop in with you, nigga. It was this one girl that I met a few years ago in class, and she just has, probably the most, perfect butt I've ever seen in my life. And she ended up DMing me something, and I ended up, texting her. It was on FaceTime. I'm like, okay, finna get to know her a little bit. And she, sets her phone up just as you did. And she was like, hold on real quick. And she grabbed a controller and just started playing Fortnite. And she didn't say anything. She just started playing the game. She's like, ooh, ah. I'm like, bitch, this is our first time. You just finna ooh, ah, and play Fortnite on the phone? And I guess this because she fine. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could do weird, dumb shit like that. Or they could just get on the phone and put you on pause, just start texting people. I'm like, you know I'm on FaceTime with you right now. You ain't gonna talk. So that's how I go, man.
Boy, y'all got it different out here. Like y'all see, I didn't have to deal with that. I'm a little older, so first of all, you was lucky to find a girl that play video games.
Yeah.
And if she good at 2K, you got to be like, man, who the fuck is with NBA players, bitch? Bitch, you just ran a screening roll. How you know how to do that?
I don't even know how to do that.
She just called a pick at the top of the key. I'm like, yeah, okay. But yeah, and then you got to look at a lot of people just go think about how often people do something because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You go to a party, you don't know nobody, you just get on your phone. You ain't looking at shit on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers get around somebody, they don't know what to do, and we've got so many things that can make it seem like we doing something when we're not doing shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was playing Fortnite, but she probably didn't have shit to say anyway.
That's a fact.
That was probably she was waiting for you to ask her about Fortnite.
So, are you winning?
So how's your fort coming? How's your fort? Is the fort good? Fort's good. You made one?
Oh, man, that is hilarious.
How many times have you won? Never. You never won. But okay, you like to play it. I got you.
Oh, man, that's funny. But, hey, before I get off this topic, though, of the public interviews, I do want to throw out a suggestion, man. I feel like when you guys start doing, the 85 South show in a live setting again, going to colleges, going shit like that, I feel like y'all should do that before the show or after the show. All y'all have a microphone. Y'all go out to the crowd, or when they leave and when they coming in, get a question like, why do girls like hood niggas? That's a great question to ask somebody. Or just a question that y'all come up with. I feel like that'd be a funny shit to have like on the channel, and that'd easily go viral. So
you know what? You know what? You are thinking. That bonnet is a thinking cap, my brother, because you have your gears turning in here. Because what I can see also, just compounding off what you said, you could ask the 85 South show a question, and then they answer that way. They wouldn't have to be out. That's the only thing. Because before and after the show, we really, like, it's so chaotic, like, and like, really, like, it's a whole thing to get everybody together.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
When we hit town, it's like, okay, yeah, we're here, we're doing the show. I fly out at 11 tonight. I'm out at 6.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but if it was a way we could get somebody to do it and then have it, that would be dope.
So instead, like, have somebody for y'all to do this. What you saying?
Yeah, we got a lot of crew for the 85 South show. So,
for sure.
You know,
for sure.
they kind of facilitate a lot of stuff close to that.
Nah,
so,
I mean, I think that'll definitely be. I think that'll definitely be some good shit. Or y'all can get the bonnet nigga to come do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I threw the idea out there. You might as well. You might as well let me do the motherfucker. But no,
we know you in Jacksonville, so yeah.
And y'all done came down here. I think y'all came to Tally. I don't know. Yeah, y'all did come to Jacksonville. I remember y'all did come to Jacksonville. So yeah, for sure.
I didn't come with them. I went to Tallahassee. I went to fam.
Yeah.
So, and my family from Pensacola. So. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wanted to get in that. I know you went to fam, so you're a Florida nigga technically, because I know you grew up in Atlanta. So, like, what would you claim?
Yeah, no, man. I mean, my whole family, pretty much from Pensacola, and I moved to Atlanta probably like, I guess, middle school. So I did all my important growing up here. So if you ask me about the specifics of Pensacola, like, from going to high school down there, I wouldn't know that, but I know from my family where my grandma stayed, where I go when I'm down there, all those types of things. But yeah, Florida definitely. That's where my people from. So
going to fam, how much niggatry did you encounter being at that school?
It was a lot, but also like not a lot. Like, the thing about like HBCUs and fam, like, it prepare you. Like, a lot of the stuff you like, this so motherfucking just like black folks. This shit ghetto, man. This some nigga shit. How the fuck? All those things, like, when it came in reference to school, like, they made you better. It's like, if you got to go to the financial aid office, you know, hey man, get your dumb ass up and go early, or else you're gonna be in line all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Or figure out who you actually need to talk to, because it's like, it teaches you not to take no for an answer, and it teaches you how to cut through who you need to talk to, because you'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, oh, you can't change this class, you can't change this class, and then you realize, oh, if I talk to the head of the department like I got some sense, they can move you around any way they want to. Like, it's people that can do it. So once you start figuring that out, you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do, and it's like, okay, you're a flunky. So who is in charge of you? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, fam, it's a fashion show. Like, people think it's just because they want to stunt that they change clothes like 2 and 3 times a day, and it's really not. It's because it's hot and humid as hell, dog. So like, if you're walking them hills from class to class, like, yeah, you're not gonna have the same outfit on. If you got a gap in between classes, you're coming back with something else. So yeah, you see it.
All right, yeah, we back at it, man, motherfucker. We had a little technical difficulties, man. What you were saying?
Oh yeah, we back. Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, like, one thing that I liked about going to fam, because for me, I went to like mixed high schools, mixed middle schools, like black and white, and just with the ideas that they try to force on black people, like, this is what black folks are, this is it, and it's only one thing, and it's like, you go to fam and you get to see, oh shit, like, no, it's black people that do everything. Like, the band at my high school is for, you know, it's the nerds, band, you know, band geeks, all that stuff. But in Florida, everybody, that's just a part of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I knew trombone players that was shooters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to their crib, it's like a gun store. Like, Vince Carter was a drum major.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude can stick his arm in the rim, but he's still, and so you get to see like different stuff. You get to see, oh, okay, it's actually black people that's from the hood that know about comic books also. It's also, I got to see so much like diversity within the black like spectrum, man. So
No,
yeah, but
it show you black people isn't like a monolith or not just one or whatever. And the trombone shooter, that's really funny. I'm imagining you like going into the nigga house and you know like the trombone case is really big. You're like, oh, this is a trombone case. You open them up, nigga, this is a Draco, nigga. This ain't no trombone, nigga. That's funny.
No, you ain't seen nothing till you seen a shotty on the table and a motherfucker going through the scale. Man, like,
that's funny.
I'm like, bro, I just came over here to get some weed. Like, I don't want no smoke over here. I don't want to get shot with a soundtrack, with a brass band. Oh, you got shot and these motherfuckers just hit the brass band.
That is funny, man.
That's the least shit. That's the last shit you want.
See, that's funny because I've never experienced it. I went to for middle school. I went to an art school, and I was in band. I was a trombone player. It's funny enough you bring it up. So the art school, of course, it was an art school. So you had the white people, you had all types of just like people there, and I feel like that's the difference experience that probably me and you got because in the band I didn't have like killers in the actually probably like a couple niggas, but that's neither here nor there. Like it wasn't a black band. It was a symphonic band, so it wasn't even a marching band like that.
Y'all didn't even yeah.
So it's different. So just that different experience just show you like that's interesting. So that changed your perspective on a lot of things like band and like black people or whatever. Like what do you think is the biggest takeaway you got from going to FAMU?
Well, I think before like. It was other people imposing on me what blackness was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember like going into the neighborhood, like I was going fishing. Like it was like a lake little thing, whatever. I was going fishing and like some white kids was like, black people don't fish. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm from Florida. Yeah. Yes they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then in the back of my mind it's like, fish, like what? I guess I just need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's only a few things. I guess I should break dance. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Like, because if you don't have nobody around you to reinforce that, hey, no, we do it all. This is, you know what I'm saying? And you got somebody else of another whole thing telling you what you are, what you're supposed to be, and how you not that because it's not. And it's like. That shit can fuck with your mind. So I think FAMU did a good job of kind of undoing that and opening up my mind. And it's also like it's the place where I figured out like, okay, like I didn't know I wanted to do comedy, but people was constantly telling me you should do stand up. You're funny. You should do comedy. You should do it. And I was like, all right. So it kind of gave me that confidence, like that I saw that. Other people see this shit like it wasn't just about being funny no more. It was like, oh, okay, like no, I'm like motherfuckers want me around, like you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, yeah, oh, he's gonna say something crazy. And I was like, yeah, okay.
I have a really bad track of forgetting certain things, so make sure I go back to stand up because I want to ask you something specifically about stand up. But I have to bring this up because I keep seeing this like as you keep talking. Is there anybody that's famous that people say you resemble? Because I got somebody in my head, and I feel like you probably get it all the time.
Oh, I get a bunch of them.
Who's the person you get the most?
I get the top ones. I get a lot of J. Cole's, and I get JaVale McGee, and I get I get those.
That's what I was gonna say. This nigga like JaVale McGee. Like this whole time, like, nigga, is this JaVale McGee, nigga? What the fuck? Like, the whole time I was thinking that shit.
And I almost would agree with you, but I've seen that man in person, and we are not the same.
How tall are you?
First of all, I'm like 6'3", 6'4". He is like 6 infinity. He is 7 foot everything. And he doesn't have, he's 7 feet, so he doesn't have normal, he's a giant.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it, dog. Like, he's a giant. Like, his arm looks like a femur. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I see why people say it, but if you was to see us side by side, you'd be like, oh yeah, I see, I see the difference.
Very big difference. That's funny. But
yeah, I definitely get JaVale. I definitely get
You said J. Cole?
Yeah, they give me J. Cole. People always.
I feel like white people tell you that. I feel like white people tell you that.
You know, white people go so far off base with who the fuck they say you look like. Like, you just gotta, like, who wants to sit there and argue with this old white lady? You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you want to say I look like Common? I don't know, like,
Common.
Like,
that's funny. You, I feel like you can pass for a Michael Ealy that didn't have pretty eyes.
The Michael Ealy without the light eye, and that's the thing. I do not trust those light-eyed people. My girl has them though, so
for real?
I'm in for a whammy.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I'll before I forget about that, you were saying that people. You said it started in college when people were saying you should do comedy. That's where that came from.
Yeah, like I was always able to make people laugh. I remember one time I went to this sleepover. This is like second grade.
Yeah.
Like, and I just remember saying funny shit, and I had the kid's house I was at. I had his older brother and sister laughing at the shit I was saying. So we like second grade. They like 14, 15, but like I got them laughing at shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when it was time to leave, they was like, "Yo, he gotta come back." It was like I was like, "Oh, okay." So like looking back on it, I'm like, "Oh, I was getting booked."
That's funny.
Like, I got booked. As, you know what I'm saying? I might have got paid as Sour Patch Kids, but I was booked. Like, so I've always been able to, you know, do that. I just didn't know it was something you could, like, do with it. Like, comedy just seemed so distant. Like, it just seemed like some shit on TV that I don't even know what I thought about it. I loved it. I always loved it, but it wasn't something I saw. You know, you didn't see people doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't see nobody in my family doing anything, you know, close to it. So
you correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never done traditional stand-up like you, but I think somebody can probably venture into stand-up when they make people of all types of background laugh, because you could be funny around your homeboys, that's cool, but if you could make black people laugh, white people, old people, young people, people from different countries, people that are gay, people that are straight, like I feel like when you can touch that many people, I feel like that's when you could venture into stand-up versus when you're just making your friends laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true, but I think it also has to kind of be developed. Like, because it starts with your friends. Like, that's the thing people don't get about stand-up. Like, if you make your friends laugh, it's something there. You just need to be able to bring it to everybody else and make them see it the way you made your friends see it. And, yeah, like, if you can hit everything, as long as people know what you're talking about, you can go. Yeah. You can go. Like, people be like, "Oh, well, do you change your setup when you go in front of white people, or if it's Hispanic people, if it's Jamaicans, do you change?" And it's like, nah. If they know what you're talking about, and you can explain it without diluting it or getting it bogged down with some heavy, confusing explanation, they gonna rock with you. Like, I've done the places, the most, like, redneck shit you could fucking do. I've done the most hood shit in some of these cities, like, just the extremes of going to these different cities, and it was, and then that became, like, because the way Atlanta set up for doing comedy, it makes you want to go and test your metal. It makes you want to go to these other cities. They said this room is tough. It's like, whoa, well, let me in there. I got to see what they talking about. Like, yeah, because you'll hear stuff like people will be like, "Oh man, this room, if you can do this room, you can do anywhere. It's the toughest room, hands down." And then you go to the shit and you like, "Man, this ain't shit." Like, so yeah, but that's the key, making everybody laugh, and you don't have to really bend to do it. And I think people think you do, but you don't. You, as long as they know what you're talking about, like, if it's an all-white crowd, maybe I don't do a in-depth Gucci Man versus Jeezy joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's a all black crowd, maybe I don't do my deep dive Harry Potter jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not saying we don't watch it, but you know, and it's age too. You know, older people not gonna know what you're talking about.
For
like
sure.
a lot of young comedians get into that. They come in there and they like, oh man, they just old. And it's like, don't mean they don't laugh no more. You didn't connect with them. They didn't know what you were talking about. If you tell them what you're talking about and then compare it to some shit that they know, they're gonna be right there with you.
That's a fact. You got to know your audience. You can't go to a older crowd and be like, so y'all know on TikTok how that nigga. You're like, no, they don't know on TikTok. They don't know on TikTok.
Right. So now you got to try to, but you there's a possibility for you to still be able to pull that joke off.
You got to explain it.
Little dances,
they
doing a little TikTok dance. You know what I'm saying? And then you give them something, and then they're right there with you. You caught them up to speed. You know what I mean? And now, like, and nobody's ever mad at that. Nobody's ever mad about learning some shit that they didn't know about. You know? So.
Wait, man. You say you gotta make everybody laugh. You make me laugh, my nigga. I feel like you're definitely one of my favorite comedians. You're definitely one of my favorite people to watch. I
appreciate it, bro.
Anybody 85 South related just is just comic gold to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's including you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching you for a minute. I feel like I seen you. I don't know where I first seen you at. It was pre 85 South show. It was a minute ago though. I mean, I know you was on a House of Pain, which is classic, of course. But I seen you doing stand up somewhere. I forget where, but either way, my nigga, you are hilarious. I don't want to keep it for too long. But before we go, I do want to ask a fan question because I have a fan question from a guy named Amp. He has a podcast. We was actually talking about this last night, and he was talking about how there's certain groups, like when you're doing a podcast, you want a strong fan base. And I told him, I was like, honestly, because I was looking at the podcast you did with what it called though? Is it We Are the Culture with Desi and
More the Culture.
Yeah, More the Culture. So we were talking about the whole Desi shit when they tried to get Desi out of here when the whole Black Lives Matter shit. Funny shit. But I was saying that on Twitter, they kind of backed off Desi. Like, they don't rock with Desi on nowhere. Still to this day on Twitter. But like Ryan was saying, there's still other platforms out there. Because he said, you cancel me on Twitter, but nigga, I'm still 3 million strong on Facebook. Right. And I was telling him, if I had a podcast, I don't. But if I did, I'd rather have the Facebook fan base because, bro, older black people, they gonna rock with you even if they shouldn't be rocking with you. Nigga, you see how many old black people love R. Kelly still? Like, nigga, they are going to rock with you. So the question comes in when he said, I want an 85 South Show fan base. Or he said, I would want to gather that fan base. Because I feel like, nigga, y'all could say some wild shit on there. People are still going to rock with y'all. So, in your opinion, what do you think is an 85 South Show fan base, and how do you think one could garner that fan base? That's not like the y'all same fans, but you see what I'm saying? But that type of love and support y'all get.
I think part of it is definitely consistency and just not pandering to nobody or trying. We couldn't chase them fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had to find us. They had to come. They couldn't. If we were trying to go after, and the crazy part is the fans have evolved so much. Like, they've grown with the show. And I think one of the things too was when the podcast started, one of the things about the internet content was stuff can't be long. Everything needs to be, people only hold their attention for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. If you do a podcast, you don't want to go more than 45 minutes. You don't want it to be an hour. But I'm looking at other podcasts and I'm like, nah, they're as long as they need to be. You know what I'm saying? They're averaging out about an hour 30. But some of them go to 2, an hour 45, whatever the show needs to be, depending on what the guest is and what happens. And when we started doing the long videos, the other thing is it's more watch time. Like, you don't nobody said like it's not how it used to be where everybody watches everything in one sitting. Like, you can watch half the show, you can come back to it. You can, so that, like, just the amount of content that's built up.
Yeah.
that also helps because when you get new fans, they can go back and watch all that you've done, and they'll fall in love more. And I always tell people to do that. Like, watch the shit that we've done. If you got somebody that you like that's a comedian, podcaster, personality, whatever, watch the shit they already did before asking for some more shit, because that helps them be able to put out more shit. So, yeah, man, it's just gotta be organic. I wish I could give you a better answer.
No, for sure. I feel you though. I'm pretty sure he'll feel that. I feel you.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's the fans. They just come to you. You're gonna have people that rock with you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people that rock with you, and I'd rather a small core of loyal ass fans than a bunch of fucking fans that like me because it's the popping thing to like this week.
I feel like that's the Twitter fan base, and that's why if you say something or do something crazy, they're like, "Oh, F you." But I feel like really those Facebook fans, bro, because I know y'all popping on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You as an individual is popping on Facebook. Like, nigga, they, like I'm telling you, bro, you could smack an old lady in the street, and they'll be like, man, like, they'll defend, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the way that, bro, old black people will rock with you for whatever reason, my nigga. And that's what y'all got, bro.
And Facebook, I'll say this, Facebook, the people tend to have money to buy tickets. They tend to have stable jobs. They tend to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And they tend to have that residual income to support whatever the fuck you got going on when it comes. They a little bit more there. And I think I just kind of remember this. 85 was, we was cable for people who didn't have cable. A lot of people didn't have cable. A lot of people didn't have all the streaming services, but they had Wi-Fi. So if you had that Wi-Fi, you had us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like, people look at people like, well, who's famous, who's popular on TV no more? And it's like, a lot of these kids not watching TV.
Yeah.
A lot of these people aren't watching TV. Most of they stuff is coming from the internet. And so, yeah, like, and so many people who, like, you look at the kids going to school online now, and it's like, sometimes I look at the comments like, oh, I was listening to 85 when I was in high school. I done graduated, and it's like, damn, like, that's crazy to hear. But yeah.
What's up, man? I appreciate you coming through. If you got any last words for the people watching, man, let it be known.
Oh yeah, man. Go watch whatever I've done. Anything that I done did, go watch it. I got a special on Epic's Unprotected Sets.
Hey, that was good. That was
Yeah,
good. I watched it because you was on there.
Appreciate
It was you, and it was another black dude on there, and I was a white woman. There's a lot of people. Like, I don't know if that's a series or whatever, but it was a lot of people on there, and hey, your shit was good.
It's a series, so it's on Epix. I appreciate that. Check that out. What else? Will from Home. Check that out. I got to work with him, and he was giving out stuff for people for Christmas. So Christmas already passed, but the stories are still touching than a motherfucker. So you should go watch them. What else, man? What else I got? Anything. Clayton English on everything, and yeah, that's it.
What's up, man? For the people watching, I appreciate it. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and y'all holla at your boy.